I see him breathing a little bit of fire there.
Anyone can be the winner, so I kind of respect, and I like that they mention about Brazilian teams, but well, we need to see what will happen today.
All right, thank you so much, panelists. It looks like we're almost ready to jump into game number 3. So going to be sending it over to our wonderful casters on the stage, AJ and Husky. Take it away.
Thank you very much, Danny. Survivors, are you all ready? You're back with your boys, Husky and Mustachio. This is the head-to-head, and it looks like these teams just can't wait to go up against each other. We've got Lost, we've got Falcons. Falcons obviously dominating game 1, but these Brazilians aren't too far away from them. They dominated the knockout stage. Both these teams scoring big numbers, and they're here to rock it once again.
Absolutely, and the rivalry between Brazil and Thailand continues, right? We also have Fluxo against Booyah United Esports. The rivalry goes back seasons and years on the world stage. BRU has beaten Fluxo. Fluxo has beaten BRU, but I am always focused on the captains, Pops and Jonah, the minds, the brains, the strategists behind the teams, and they always pull off something miraculous and amazing, but so far, they haven't found success.
Both teams 2-time world champs, but here at Point Rush, they are rushing to find themselves as well as some sort of form out there because they are getting trashed, right? First 2 games, both squads getting kicked out very early on. And of course, we've got Movistar R7 looking for the top, hunting down the Dragons as well as teams like Fluxo. But you know what? We got to throw it back to the casters. You guys enjoy the games. Husky and I will be back with you guys a little bit later.
Thanks very much, Husky and AJ. We will definitely be enjoying this one. We saw R7 playing the Hunter. My question is, are teams going to rally back and hunt them back in return? You can't just sit down and take it. You got to rise up. You got to stand up for yourselves.
Definitely. We had a very good run here for Evol's Divine as well for the second game. But sadly, no cigar for the Booyah, despite having the most point in the game. Coming into game number 3 or match number 3, Kalahari will be the place. And this is where a lot of Indonesian teams are strong at. Some of the contenders would be RRQ and EVOS as well. And as for Team Falcons, currently they are looking strong here with 28 points in the Point Rush stage, looking to defend their title in EWC 2025. So flight path was from Shrines up until Mammoth. And who is taking the finally? Yes, as usual, we're gonna see RRQ right in the smack center of Kalahari. Buriram will be on Stone Ridge. Nearby is actually Fluxo dropping around the area of the sub. Command post will be dominated by Dragon. Santa Catarina for Memory EVOS again on confinement. It looks like there's no fighting over spots right here, but RRQ might oversee the area of foundation that is currently being set as home ground for EGAL. Shots fired by Abai towards Terna. I believe Terna is now behind cover as the shot stopped. And meanwhile, in Santa Catarina, Core Memory XKUG Thailand team. This is the team that managed to rake in the Booyah for game number 2 in Purgatory. So in Kalahari, will they be able to be the first team to repeat back-to-back Booyah? Or will we be seeing again another different team taking up that title?
Okay, interesting here as well. I mean, Booyah United as well as Fluxo were side by side. I was keeping an eye out onto RRQ. I mean, they have been slowly making their way to Foundation and chasing out AGAL, who clearly want nothing of that at all. Some chip damage onto Saifa and Turna as well, but no answers quite yet. Chinoy does put in a bit more pressure, but it doesn't really deter Dutz, but it does put him away. And my question for RRQ is, you send on players one by one here. Mal will be that first point of contact, just rushing up forward. Could be able to go for this isolated 1v1 against Saifa, but I think Saifa is aware that he's close, and Mal in a very dangerous position. He's all alone here with the majority of AGL members there. Puts a lot of damage in as well. Gonna break that drone away from them. And they're not shy to really, I think, show their presence around the area, just to keep RRQ kind of wondering, okay, if someone is here, the crossfires are kind of lethal. Is it worth it for us to actually full send commit onto this team?
Yeah, and I'm not so sure will it be good or not, as R7 is making their way to the war grounds between RRQ and AGAL. Spotting members from Rainbow 7, RRQ instantly fall back towards Foundation, leaving AGAL in the mercy of the Latam team. But sadly, Games King is now not in the game as he has been eliminated, and as one member from Team R7, Hux was down, but he was up back again. Nice revenge by Dea, taking down Dew. Cypher tries to take revenge for Dew, but it looks like it's going to be Terna up on the spotlight, taking down Hux. But Cypher on the back goes down. Dea as well. Terna is now showing his capabilities in the game, taking down 2 members of Rainbow 7. And right now, R7 is left with only 1.
The hunters become hunted. At this point, you really got to rally back, and that's exactly what happened at Dear Dragons. They find themselves in a pickle here as Falcons look to aggress. They have put down, Peanut has already been put down, but the rest of DRG still very much in trouble as CMOX falls. They do answer back here, but RQ is close. They find one member. They knock down Yasir as well for Limit in that game. Not the problem to bring him back alive as well. RQ may have overaggressed here, but no, they are doing this execution to perfection, completely overrunning and overcoming all of the members of Falcons, leaving Limit all on its lonesome away. And RQ, they are looking to chase. Limit has a lot of space between him and the team, but he has to make sure that he survives. And he's in a very dangerous predicament. There are teams close by who are really eager to be able to find him and get that one precious point in the back. But now it might be Divide. They're gonna rush onto him. He's inside of the building all alone. It's a meat grinder of death for him. And the Falcons just get destroyed.
Limit was just a tad bit too late to use the mini jump pad that was set up by his previous teammate to escape. RRQ, nice rotation from Foundation. They return back on towards Refinery, sees the Falcon versus Dragons fight, and Falcons, despite almost eliminating Dragons, they were then decimated by the third party set by RRQ. And with that said, Falcons has to stay on 12th place right here as they have been eliminated by Team RRQ. Meanwhile, on Shrine, Indonesia versus Indonesia, Vitality versus EVOS Divine, and Dix was shot Rasha a little bit slow on taking that final kill. Koja, nice walls, avoiding Ray from pushing over, stepping out from the red zone of Skylar. Koja with a VSK in hand has to forfeit his match towards Ray. Nice execution. Now Vitality, Azrael and Kyung left. Azrael now is being settled by Kochil and Emga. It's going to be 2v1. Azrael now turns red. We are left with only Kyung. Will Kyung be able to save Vitality? All he needs to do is find space, but now Kochil goes in. Blue wall is up for Vitality. Kyung needs to escape, running towards the back. Quite low, but apparently looks like Kyung managed to buy time for the other members of Vitality to come back in. Kyung goes down. More points towards EVOS Divine.
EVOS are just so aggressive. This is the EVOS Divine that we saw on day 1. Very aggressive, quick to this fight, and so eager to go for these, for these aggressive style plays. They are just, I would say, a lot of respect put in here. The same could be said about R7 toward the member of AGAL, sending 2 players straight to make sure that deal will be secured. And R7, they've been moving aggressively around the map, finding these very aggressive pickoffs, and I think it's been giving them dividends in terms of eliminations, because right now I think they have 3 points.
AGAL, I don't think Kalahari is a very lucky map for them. After their introduction with Rainbow 7 earlier in Old Hampton, they met again in the sub. And right now, AGAL is under fire by Pain Gaming. So they were under fire by RRQ as well for a short period of time. There you go, Terna and Cypher was taken down. It's left with Chino and Dew. However, they are quite far away towards the northern side of the map near Old Hampton. So Pain secures the kill number 5. And for the other members of AGAL, I believe Pain Gaming could not get to them. So Dio and Chinoy is safe for the current time being. They need to find time and space and also coins to get back Terna and Saifa. And Pain Gaming, one of the contenders that is going strong here in EWC 2025, is looking very great in game number 3. And we are now looking Buriram being Spider-Man, grappling on towards Refinery.
RQ has been hanging around toward Foundation for quite some time as well. Saw a bit of an escape for Core Memory. I'm curious to see what's going on there.
Maybe that's the zone.
Might be. There we go. Core Memory on the screen already. RQ is close by. But at the same time, we got Evo's also just rushing into the area close by, just still chasing out the members of AGL here. AGL, you think that you're out of the blue? No, you're not. You're in trouble. Aim got falls, but they immediately trade out from their teammates is incredible. How quickly this team can execute onto you. You blink and you're dead. Saifa down, Chinoy as well. And AGL, what are you gonna do here? You bring back a member, you're down again. Hasn't been able to find the best situation to recover every time this happens. Yep, there we go. There's Turna. Ray finds him quickly.
So
And
only left.
yep, only Dew left all alone. And I think it's up to him to bring back his team into the game.
For those who might not know, Dio is nearby shrines on the northern side of Kalahari. But we're looking at Foundation. It's Core Memory and RRQ. Yep, Dio all alone and far. However, his pathing will meet together with Dix. They are in the same place.
Oh no, Dew.
Yeah, shots fired towards Dio. Dix. It's not bothered by Dio, thinking that maybe Dio is not alone. And Dix revives Goja, but oh, it's Raja! Raja is the person that has found you. So EGAL, sadly, Dio tried his best. The box of honor has been placed shut permanently in shrine for Kalahari.
I have to say that Evos have been really persistent if they are chasing. I think this fight, this chase has been going for quite some time now, and Lost looking to completely overwhelm Vitality. Vitality was the team that was aggressing here, but Lost, you have to really give it to them. They are a team that knows how exactly to deal with these executions, deal with these aggressions. They welcome it with open arms. As RQ trying to find a different way forward here, Pain wants to bring Pain onto them as well, but none of the damage actually clipping onto the members of RQ. So they're just chilling for the time being here. The only thing separating these two is that building. As Core Memory looks to address, R7 moves away. Dragons move into this fight as well. There's so many things happening all around the map. But in this situation, Core Memory giving a little space away. But over onto this side, it's a bit of a stalemate.
4 teams are in the same area. Foundation are here. Pain has to fall back as they lost Gus and No Doubt. Peter and Motovia up to go for the long-range fights. They have a mini jump pad steadily behind this electrical tower. Dragons, all 4 still standing. R7 and Core Memory had their brawl just a little bit, and as said by Tash, there is no decisive winner between R7 and Core Memory, still on the stalemate. Meanwhile, Lost is actually pushing Vitality away. Another stalemate as well had happened, but now in Foundation, right around the area, we got RRQ, we got Vitality, we got Dragons, we got Pain, we got Core Memory, KOG, and across the river we have EVOS.
Fluxo
so
here too.
very concentrated as well. Yeah, Fluxo as well is slowly making their way in the same vicinity. Pain Gaming managed to get Noda and Gus back. Remind spotted M7, and that goes down. The sniper for Fluxo.
The DRG, they're rallying back. Not the best or best outcome for them to defeat this map, but this time they've decided to be a little bit more aggressive, a little bit more proactive when it comes to rotating around that circle as well. They put their hand in the cookie jar, became that third party, got some eliminations out of it, then they have gotten 4 eliminations up until now as well. Fluxo currently on the back foot here, 2-2 formation I believe for them, whereas another 3-1 formation, excuse me, as they try to figure out a way to get into this circle, try to find out an opening, try to find out which team is a bit more weak when it comes to execution, so they're able to overwhelm. But the circle is shifting. Time not on many of these teams' sides, especially EVOS, who are a little bit more late to this rotation, could potentially try and find Pain as they desperately find their way into Foundation.
It's gonna be chaos here, Tash, as we are still left with 10 teams. Quite a small safe zone right here.
There we go.
Noda is yet again went to the CCTV area as he has been taken down by Ray. Peter will join Noda as well. So now Pain Gaming, I believe, is left with only one remaining member. Players inside Foundation, they are right now currently quite quiet. And for Team Lost, they are slowly making their way towards the mid side of the map, I mean the new zone. And Gaming, the last remaining member was found, so Paying Gaming has been eliminated on 10th place. So Dragon and Fluxo is still at it. But at the same time, you can see that Cyber and Core Memory still looking at each other, still being careful not to, let anyone in to both particular places. And at the same time, you can see on the minimap, Evos is making their way towards Fluxo and Dragon. But however, the bad side of things is now on the side of Fluxo as they are being pinned by both the Dragons and also the Tigers. Bob goes down, puts it, and is the only one left. Bob did not be saved. Yasser, despite being taken down, Sivok is going for the person. Sivok goes down together with Sivok. Things are not looking good for Dragons. They wanted to go for the attack, but it looks like they are being attacked in the end. You and Butsi, stay quiet. Sifox could not be safe at all because he is in a very hard area for Yasser and Remind to go. So it looks like Dragons is retreating back as the Tigers pushing forward. Fluxo remaining in the same area, still yet to be found by Evos, and at the same time, Lost jumping into Foundation, being caught off guard by Vitality.
I have to say this is all very, very aggressive and very desperate for some of these teams as well. Just landing, finding any form of space out there in the open. There's not a lot of cover. If you think about it, every single cover and corner has already been occupied. And it is just nasty out here. As Nando 9 falls, Cougar to get that 1 point. And it's great for him. Lost eliminated at 8. And this is very, very rare. DRG had an upper hand, and now they are the ones in trouble. They're all around the space, but Evos, they're on fire, and they thrive on this chaos. Evos rush up forward. Ray, as the highest amount of damage dealer, the tip of the spear for this team, is doing a great job to just start these fights as well. But Evos finds Vitality, eliminates them decisively, with things blowing to smithereens quickly. And 7th place for this team, but Evos not done quite yet. They're rushing forward here, moving in tandem with the zone. Whoever that moves, they're in trouble, but somehow DRG has managed to evade them. And the same could be said about RRQ.
18 elimination points for Evos currently. You can see that they are currently holding 32 points in our point on stage just from the eliminations and their previous games alone. So Evos really wants that 20 elimination kills in this match. Ray goes for the elevated area. Buriram, finally we see Buriram trying to do something in the map. RRQ in cover. Buriram in the grace and mercy of Core Memory and a member from 3 Tigers. Yasser is trying to fall back. Evos is being trapped by RRQ, but RRQ looks like they are stuck inside their own cabin. They can't go out. Grenades, if grenades were to enter in the cabins of Team RRQ, we could see a wipeout. You look, Raja has to opt to go for the Legends in order to get RRQ, but sadly, Evos goes down. RRQ managed to finish them off. Team goes to Dragons for the other team. Now we are left with RRQ, Buriram, Core Memory, and R7.
I have to say that was a very aggressive approach here by Evos, perhaps an overheat. They were out there in the open, they could not move and reposition themselves. But BRU, they show their fangs here quite late, but definitely here. 4 eliminations already. Wasana looking to start something, anything, moving together as a team. But they are currently in the middle of the pack here. Sandwich have to really be careful of where exactly they decide to peek out here. But they're not going to stop aggressing here as Core Memory from the top side sets big brain over to this team. Jumping down, a triple kill to his name. Core Memory already with a 5. Breaking down those blue walls here, trying to find the other members of Pyramid who are stuck inside of that compound. Not going to be the easiest in terms of positioning as well. Have to be careful, but RQ at the bottom side with R7 as well, who are very, very optimistic. So for now, a stalemate to cool things off.
Okay, quite enough for a while, but now R7 said, no, quiet, please. We want to play. They took down dudes. It's only 18 years left. Newest member from RRQ, and he goes down swinging as well. So RRQ on 4th place. We still yet to see Buriram shine. They were quite quiet here in Kalahari. There was not much interaction between BRU and the other teams. So coming into these last few moments, this is where BRU usually shine. So core memory on the sideline, only separated with one wall. R7 actually have good point of view towards both teams actually, but Buriram tries to go towards the left side of Rainbow 7, denied by a glue melter. However, Joanna, captain for the Buriram, will try to scout a little bit towards the front to see what's happening. Rainbow 7 right now, it has to get busy trying to take a team core memory that is coming from the right side. So in a sense, Rainbow 7 is technically pinned, but no! Buriram caught Cougar and Dawn. Shots has been fired towards core memory. They have to sit quiet. They have to rest and revive and reset.
And it's a very, very dangerous zone as well, because out the top of the side of the building there is out there in the open. You throw a nade and the whole team just explodes to smithereens here. Buriram United on the back foot. The low ground is what they're going to be playing for, but they're trying to deny any angles that R7 can abuse. Everyone lying in wait to see who exactly will be popping their heads out first. A bit of chip damage all around here for every one of these teams here, but Buriram United possibly have gotten a bit too aggressive. Get high, eats a bit of damage here, but Buriram United managed to climb up onto this terrain and to the building as well. R7 tries to aggress, cannot move, cannot see, because they also have to worry about core memory, who are currently having their eyes onto them as well. Core memory denying the space away from R7, pushing down those blue walls, denying them the push. For our Joker, R7 finds two members already. Wasana, Dawn, knocked down already. Pain for above. Hacks will fall as well. But everyone, it's a free-for-all. No clue where to go, how to play. But here is Buriram United trying their best to break these blue walls. Cannot move. It's just a matter of who can survive for the long time longer, because every single player has been separated by just these blue walls. These walls as well. Everyone jumping forward. Here's Games King trying to see whether I can see ahead. Finds nothing at all. It is cacophony. No one is dying. What is happening here? Jump ball sends as well. Jonah competes at the least as well. The time turner denies them a bit more space, but Cougar and the rest of the team are already out here. Core memory out. Buriram United lying in wait. By the end of the day here is Bombistar R7 to be able to get this Booyah. What the heck is happening?
Everybody was putting down blue walls, not to protect themselves, but to deny entry towards this ever-shrinking zone. They tried to zone out the enemy teams, enemy players away from coming inside. In my point of view, I thought that maybe they are setting up for a medkit fight. But the setup by movie star R7 was spot on. They blocked BRU. They blocked Buriram from pushing inside. And at the same time, Buriram was actually doing the same thing, blocking core memory from entering the mid zone. And due to the fact that Rainbow 7 had a clearer view of things besides than Buriram and even core memory, they have the upper hand. They blocked both of those teams. Buriram said, I don't care, let's just rush in. They went in for core memory. R7 is just looking at everything. They have one member position to try to play the medkit, while all the others are trying to eye on Buriram and also core memory. And in the end, it is R7 that came on top.
Yeah, that's right. But for now, we have another 3 more maps to go. And it's getting exciting, so do not go anywhere. We're going for a quick break.
Derecha. Tienen marca. Puse 07. Mana. Tiene al suelo. Ahora tienen. Tienen. Dale, cúrate. Tira otra. Buena.
Well, almost looked like Booyah was going to grab that Booyah there, but R7 had other plans. And that was such a crazy Booyah, guys. We had a maze of glue walls, 3 teams vying for that Booyah. But at the end of the day, R7, they remained calm, composed, brought it all the way back in, and they've now secured themselves a massive chunk of points. Welcome back to the panel, everybody. We're going to break down our game for Kalahari because we have passed the halfway mark, gentlemen.
Definitely. I mean, a lot of excitement has been brought, not only from that final circle, but also before that happened. There's a lot of early engagement, a lot of disappointing endings, especially when you are on a crosshair of a sniper and you're solo.
I mean, it's true, but we are seeing a couple of patterns being very evident in this game. Number one, RRQ, they're definitely out for the Falcons. Like, it's clear that they're making early rotations to intercept them during these fights, but it may be costing them a couple more points. This time around, at least they're walking away with at least 10 eliminations, 17 points, while EVOS Esports, I think, are the big winners. Russia was having one hot game. He's the kid, man.
Yeah, definitely. The Wonder Kid, the sniper of EVOS Esports, really has bringing it on. 6 points in terms of placement, but in terms of elimination, it was 18. So that is why, despite of R7, Movistar R7 grabbing that Booyah, they're very close right now in the match result.
Look, we're seeing some teams really focus on those placement points, right? But sometimes you also got to grab those eliminations. So moving forward, are we going to be sticking to one particular play style, or do you kind of feel like it's just a case-by-case basis? Because we're so used to seeing tournaments where teams, once there's a bit of a meta established, it kind of carries through to the rest of the maps played throughout the day. But it almost feels like every map played today, it's like someone decides to just change the recipe for the cookbook, and we don't know what's going on.
Well, I guess it's good. I guess it's good that we're seeing a little bit of a shuffle in terms of game style. Some will try to make their way as, I would say, the silent Booyah takers.
আমাদের থেকে এখুনি আমাদের সাথে যোগাযোগ করুন। ধন্যবাদ। আসসালামু আলাইকুম এভরিওয়ান। আপাতত ব্রেকের জন্য আমাদের লাইভ স্থগিত করা হয়েছে। কিছুক্ষণ পর আবার আমাদের লাইভ যথারীতি চলবে। আরইচকে টিমকে সাপোর্ট করুন, তারা যেন ভালো কিছু করতে পারে। আপনাদের জন্য রয়েছে ছোট একটি বিজ্ঞাপন। যারা ইউআইডি দিয়ে ফ্রি ফায়ারে টপ আপ করতে চান, তারা আমাদের সাথে যোগাযোগ করতে পারেন। আমাদের সাথে যোগাযোগ করতে স্ক্রিনে দেওয়া এই নাম্বারে হোয়াটসঅ্যাপে নক দিন। ডায়মন্ড টপ আপের পাশাপাশি ফ্রি ফায়ারের আইডিতে প্রতিদিন 100 করে লাইক নিতেও পারবেন আমাদের থেকে। এখুনি আমাদের সাথে যোগাযোগ করুন। ধন্যবাদ।
Right? Because you don't know who's going to intercept you next. And I think that, at least for R7, they started off, hey, we're going to be aggressive, we're going to do what we do. But now, especially for Kalahari, it's interesting to see them not be as aggressive, take a really approach from mid to late, which begs the question, what were they saying during those voice comms?
I think there's a lot of questions we could probably ask the players if we were given the chance, but unfortunately that's just, we don't have those privileges, okay? We're just like you guys at home. But Neptune, I want you to sort of look through the numbers at the moment, okay? I think we are getting a bit of an established leaderboard now, right? The results for these next upcoming matches, for some teams will still be very big, but for others, it's not so much. Just based off of the numbers, who is falling behind in the competition?
Well, at this point, Fluxo, I'm sorry, because of several instances that they have been taken out early. Imagine there's no point, only little points from both of the first two maps as well as in that Kalahari map. So it's very difficult to climb up from that. But again, there's not so much of risk because we're only in Point Rush.
Exactly. Now, just a quick reminder to all of our folks at home, right? It's not just Free Fire happening here at EWC 25. We do have other titles going on at the exact same time. And today, it was the grand finals for the Mobile Legends Bang Bang Women's Division. And it was Vitality who ended up being crowned champions this year, beating out Gaming Gladiators in a crazy grand finals matchup. And of course, Vitality, because they won the title, they earned a huge bundle of points for the team, enough to actually push them to the top of the club championship leaderboard, and thus putting some pressure on the Free Fire team to perform as well and to keep them at the top of the leaderboard. But as you can see here, we have another key entered into the podium. So we have another champion here crowned at EWC 25. But look at the girls though. They are so happy, so proud of themselves. And it's because they deserved it. Everything is earned, nothing is given.
Really happy for this team as well, because again they were very hungry to actually win this tournament. So many times they got second place, so now that they're back on top, really happy for Team Vitality.
So congratulations to the girls as they are going to bathe in their glory. And for the next year, of course, they have gloating rights to say, we're the best team in the entire world, because I do think that is a title these girls have earned. So congratulations again to Team Vitality's Women's Mobile Legends Bang Bang team. You guys 100% deserved your victory. Now, back to Free Fire, because we are only halfway through our competition here at Point Rush. We've still got 3 more games to go. We've just finished up Kalahari. Next up is Alpine. What are we expecting from Alpine, folks?
I'm kind of scared because as we are talking about, Fluxo is not doing good, and I know that they have like a fight against the landing spot that they usually like to use during the tournaments, and and I don't know if they can be able to get better, during the rest of the day. So I think it's gonna be hard for them to, grow and try to be back in the tops of the ranking. I actually don't know what's going on, but Brazilian teams as well in the last match, they just didn't perform.
I think Fluxo need to stand their ground. I think teams are giving more respect to BRU than they are to Fluxo. If Fluxo can predetermine themselves, hey, this is our drop spot, do not disrespect us again, I think they'll start doing well.
I think it's because in Brazil, they usually don't try to get Fluxo landing spots, so maybe they are just not prepared.
Well, we're going to have to see if Fluxo can pick themselves up, because time, unfortunately, is running out with only 3 more games to go. But speaking of, we're ready to fly into Alpine. So throwing it over to our wonderful casters, Tashbine and Admats. Take it away.
In my opinion, it's Fluxo's gameplay that needs to change. I think they really need to adapt towards the international style of gameplay. I think they were so used towards the gameplay that have been played in Brazil. That's why we can see maybe a downfall for Fluxo. So ladies and gentlemen, a little bit update on the roster for Team Lost. They subbed out Nando, taking in empty Sexy. Meanwhile for Falcons, they say, okay, Pina, it's enough. You had your time. On Fire is back in.
Yeah. Super excited to see how exactly this will change the trajectory of this game. I mean, Lost, they were very, very explosive throughout this entirety of this week. We saw, I think, some glimpses of it, if you ask me, in a few of these games. But I feel like a lot of teams are already very much ready for it, to counter their self-play, to counter this aggression. And I think that these type of styles of play is just something that a lot of teams were, I think, not only are they waiting for it, but they are also welcoming for it as well, because a lot of teams have already some protocols in how exactly to stop these rushes for, especially in towards buildings and areas as well. Now, Movistar R7 are the teams to watch out for, especially after that win earlier, because honestly, it was so phenomenal how they were able to take that game away.
It looks like there's a lot of noise here from team, I believe that's Dragons and also Lost. We were talking about Lost, and Lost is fighting, and they took down Dragons, I believe. Can we see any Dragons logo? No, they are all eliminated. Base camp cleared by loss. A very early exit by the MENA teams. We do not even enter the map yet.
I mean,
We did not even enter the map yet, and Dragons is gone.
I mean, what's really exciting about Lost is the fact that, you know, you change that roster and suddenly the speed changes, the aggression changes as well. And I feel like Dragons have been hunted relentlessly by so many teams today. By R7, by Lost as well. It's just so unfortunate for them because they don't seem to have any protocols to stop this style of aggressive play. Now RQ, they're sneaky as heck. Abai finds a big one onto Deya and quickly Jutz rushes away, but he cannot run because the other members of R7 were very much ready to hunt for him as well. So a 1-for-1 here for RQ, understanding this predicament, says, okay, it's okay, we already got what we wanted, back off.
Yeah, Dudes attempted to try to at least get one from Team Rainbow 7 with the pulse gun that he has. But knowing pulse gun, not so marvelous in terms of output damage, so he had to fall back. He opened up the Chronosphere, but sadly Team Rainbow 7 just push on because there's nothing blocking the Chronosphere from entering by the enemy team. Meanwhile, Fluxo, we were commenting that they should improve their game. However, before that, let's see the replay between Dragons and Lost in base camp. One-sided matchup. Dragons could not even match with Team Lost on that first bout in Alpine. So they just got decimated by the Brazilian team. Not here, trying to scatter their members throughout state, trying not to gather all of that in one spot. That is to avoid a whole team massacre that can be done by EGAL. And you, as the sniper himself, this elevation is pretty good for him to catch any Fluxo members. But Fluxo does not care. They come in, jump towards Gio. Gio goes down despite getting boots in to turn red. So Gio really needs to find that space and time to get back Butsin, but sadly Butsin cannot be saved. Gio managed to get that point for EGAL. On the other side, Bobs and Chinoy is trying to maybe scuffle, but at the same time Chinoy is looking at his back as Gio is on top of that roof. Chinoy got a little of chip damage to himself. There you go. Bob's coming in, rush towards Chinoy. He was distracted, and yep, Bob says that, oh, you look behind? It's okay, I come from the front.
Great reposition from Bobs as well. Fluxo, great recovery. I mean, you lose your member fairly early. A lot of teams decide, okay, let's just back off, or maybe try to find a different point of entry. But Fluxo, I have to say, they are the type of team that says, okay, we're down and out. That's fine. Just rush forward, try to catch players off guard. And that's exactly what happened here. We're seeing a lot of fights happening, and Lost this time around with the presence of MT Sexy into this game has really changed their dynamic, changed their momentum, changed their style of play. And I think it looks really good, especially
nice
for the second half of the day here with the a great pickup onto Abai, and this should slow RQ down. This is massive, phenomenal as well. 18 years all alone as well, and I can tell that for Lost, they have already identified where the positionings of where the players of RQ are, and they're quick to swarm.
With the presence of MT Sexy, we can see a different form of loss. And that was a very nasty one-tap by Rigby, former member of MIBR, currently serving for loss. On another side of the map, near Snowfall, we see the scuffle between Rainbow 7 and Buriram. This is something that you usually would see at Snowfall, as both Rainbow 7 and Buriram made their particular place as their drop spot. Wasana pushes forward with Wasana style by Get High, gets that point kill using the grenade. Joanna waiting in front, but Joanna goes down. Get High, the support that he is, providing the glue wall to survive and try to get back Joanna. Della pushes but fails. Now Joker is falling back. Finally, Buriram won at least a single match against Rainbow 7 in a clear 1v1 brawl. And Joker has to fall back, has to reset, has to be careful as well, because the route that he's treading right now is quite dangerous, because he is moving towards the middle of the zone.
Now silence. We saw a lot of fights happening earlier, especially toward Fusion, where we saw, I think, a big scuffle between Falcons as well as Vitality as well previously. I think Falcons did bring in some revives as well for their teammates. So if anything, it wasn't really a full-on fight, but it was quite nasty here. But RFQ, they're still not out of the red. They're still in trouble. Mal quickly brought back into the game, but not before he gives that one precious point onto Lost as well, who are still rampaging throughout the entire
nice.
Alpine. That nade, disgusting shot onto 18 gear. He cannot do anything. This guy is just walking into big areas and kills and just completely decimating this entire team here. Abai tries to equalize. He's gotten one pick off already. Quick to reposition himself forward here. Actually reaches into the chrono. Abai cannot fight back because Lost were ready to just receive RRQ here. Abai as well. 2 falls and his teammates cannot answer back. And RRQ here, it goes from bad to worse. At least for the time being, they do have one member still left alive. They can try to recover and go back into this game, but the amount of points they have already donated to Lost is just insane.
The smart decision to use the treatment gun on towards falling Rigby was a nice delay time for the other members of Team Lost to execute Abai. Abai thinking that, okay, I might get this point, but no, he's back alive and well. And in the end, RRQ was reversed. And apparently, and luckily, RRQ still have one remaining member managed to actually find space to go away, so RRQ still alive. Meanwhile, Falcon and Vitality is at it. Vitality really needs to secure points for their club points here in EWC. Manages to take down Peter. Very nice pickup by the Indonesian team. They might want to go and chase Kiroro, but judging how they're moving right now, I believe that is enough. Kiroro on fire managed to actually just go away from Vitality, and meanwhile Vitality might just pick up all the bounty that they had from their fallen Falcons.
You know, this fight from both Vitality and Falcons have been going on for quite some time. It was almost toward the beginning of the game where Falcons just almost got rolled over here. They rallied back, brought their teammates back into the team, went back into this fight again, and now RRQ here looking for a different fight onto AGAL here. One member of AGL falls, but they are quickly traded out. Turna falls, quick to get picked up as well. Dinoculars will be used. For the other members of the team here rushing away, do not want to continue this long fight as well. As RRQ here, you start with 1 kill and then suddenly they're realizing this is not going to work out because we've given so much points already to Lost. We cannot do the same to AGL as well.
Yeah, Abai braved himself to go into the middle part of Rive, quite an open area just to try and get that big airdrop. As he was doing so, comes by AGAL. The other members of RRQ could not get that time to provide reinforcement towards Abai. That's why Abai has to fight that 1v4 match, but sadly he could only manage to take down one, and that is not even a takedown elimination. It's just a knockdown, and Abai again for the second time in this game has to be revived back. Meanwhile, on Rivermouth, R7 making their way to another vicinity, another compound, avoiding shots from Kochil. And Kochil is still on that pulse gun. I'm not so sure whether when will he change here. Maybe he's just a player that is comfortable with that gun, because I've known players that is strong with the pulse gun, despite being one of the weakest gun to be used. And yeah, I'm not so sure whether or not Kochil will change that weapon. There you go. The circle update is encompassing the area between Rivermouth and Rai. Quite an open area, a few compounds here and there. What I can say this is that if you are one of the few first teams within the new zone, you will have your place.
EVOS here not as loud as they were in the previous maps. Looking for a different approach here. We saw this sort of approach in the first day here, but R7 looking to reposition themselves, going straight to a core memory instead. Core memory has positioned themselves on the top side of this building here, but as they rotated, actually a member of EVOS did manage to find one as well. Hux falls as well, and now for core memory, they're happy to turn this into a meat grinder, and R7 get overwhelmed. Gameskins falls, Joker as well, and R7, they're running out of members here. Eliminated cannot hold on, and AGL wondering and seeing whether or not they should join in the fun.
So R7 with a misstep. Jumped in towards the mouth of Team Core Memories. So R7 11th place. And Buriram is interacting with Lost. This is Thailand versus Brazil. One grades of Buriram right now not looking very good here within the knockout stage as well as point rush stage. Buriram, their only good run was in the previous game. And right now, fighting against Lost, they are trying their best. Asana on the ground, but General paid the price as well. Joanna doing some nice footwork. And there you go, Buriram showing what they got. Eliminating Lost on 10th. And finally, we are seeing the awakening powers of the Thailand representatives.
And this is a massive because BRU has been very, very quiet in the past few maps. Bar map number 1, where they were able to hold on to the compound very, very decisively. And now Fluxo, a bit more of a desperate situation, rushing forward, wanting this compound where RRQ is holding on to. But RRQ, they don't want to take this fight, deciding to move away, further away from them for these long-range fights as well. But for Fluxo, they're okay to go for this long-range fight. A lot of pressure put onto the members of RRQ here, but the only thing they can manage to do is just some chip damage as well. RRQ, they're undeterred. They're saying, you know what, take that house, take that compound, but we are already closer to the zone, and most importantly, we're not interested in fighting you.
Yes, Fluxo this time around looks good. They are playing well with the timings of the zone. They are not late. They are legitly on time. In contrast, Pain Gaming is going for that risk, entering the zone a little bit late as AGAL is gatekeeping them. Same goes to Falcon, is now being gatekept by Evor's Divine. The returning champions is now sort of like having cold feet here, as they are not playing as they usually do. Limit is still yet to be revived back. It looks like Peter Kiroro and On Fire playing a safe gameplay right here, avoiding interactions between EVOS, avoiding all other enemy members by rotating, deterring towards the northern side of the zone. Meanwhile, RRQ has to hold off their position against Buriram. And Buriram, being on a higher angle elevation, is not worried by any shots coming by Team RRQ.
Falcons in a very desperate situation, but they do still manage to get themselves into the zone here. And Core Memory is still at top side of this compound, and EVOS tries to challenge. At the same time, Russia, great opening onto Pyong, finds him, knocks him down here, but Rum United also in trouble, getting completely overwhelmed here. RRQ, fairly quiet, fairly not able to go into the game early. This time around, completely just collapsed onto Buriram United, and just wiped them down. Buriram United were not ready at all to receive this team. The way they aggress is just so phenomenal, and EVOS looking to do the same here. As Core Memory, their glue walls fall. Not a lot of space to work with. The only thing they have right now is the movement inside of this shack. But Core Memory keeping them out, finds a way to go outside on a more even footing outside in the open right now. Ray falls. The first point of contact cannot hold on. Kochil and Ray knocked out already. Core Memory knew exactly what they were doing when they decided to aggress outside of the zone. And suddenly, the other two members of the White Tigers running for their lives, finding a way to bring their teammates back into the game. But I don't think they can here, because Aim God as well will be found. Cougar does get knocked down here, but in this situation, what can you do? EVOS happy to let go of everything, cutting the losses, and try to bring themselves back into this game.
Luxor managed to eliminate Vitality. At the same time, we were watching Buriram being knocked out by RRQ. Falcon not looking so good. Peter is the only one on the ground, finally has been eliminated. RRQ have been mopped on 5th place. We are left with 4. This is 4 teams that is currently on the end side of the match. It's Core Memory, Fluxor, Falcons, as well as Evolve Divine. Core Memory playing wide right in the open, trying to execute on towards Team Falcon. Kugura in front, fighting some of his former teammates. And Falcon has been dewinged by Team Core Memory. Falcons on 4th place. Team goes to Evolve Divine. Now on 3rd. It's going to be Fluxor versus Core Memory. Both black and white teams are at it right now on Alpine. But it looks like it might be a Fluxor win. And there you go. It is it. After so many struggles on so many maps, Fluxo gets a Booyah in EWC 2025.
And this is phenomenal because Fluxo is one of the most decorated teams here. One of the favorites to make it to the top. They haven't been able to show their shine for this entirety of this week. And now they took their time a bit on the back foot when it comes to rotations, when it comes to fights. But they knew when exactly to aggress. They did not want to have those early fights at all. And they waited for